All right, welcome back to another episode of Ask Jess. I am Jess Marcy. I am a clutter coach, and on Tuesdays at 1:15 Eastern Time, I go live and answer questions that have come in either in our groups or via email or YouTube comments. So I am so excited to be here with you live on Tuesday, November 28th to answer. We have less questions than last week, so this should be slightly shorter. All right, so let's dive right in. If you are here and you are live with me, please say hello. If you're watching on replay, give a hashtag replay so we can say hello to you when we see that. Hopefully we see it. Sometimes the Facebook algorithm kind of messes with us. But here goes. Question number 1. I am stuck in a loop on, wait, did I already do this one last week? Oh yeah, I think we did this. Okay. I have hit a real roadblock this week while getting rid of papers in my office. Prior year pocket calendars talk me down from feeling I need to keep these for any good reason. I feel like there's info in there I might need. I have years and years worth. So when we talk about old calendars or planners or journals or something like that, that's a really good question because you often think, yeah, I might have something in there that I might need. The question is, when was the last time that you actually went back and referenced those calendars? If there's something that you do reference, then they are a collection that should stay in your house and they just need one spot where they should all go. If you truly don't ever reference them, which I think is probably the case if they're pocket calendars and things like that, if you don't ever reference them, you can let them go with love and gratitude and just free up that space and free up that mental space, most importantly, that unknown, should I keep it, should I not keep it? Make a decision and move confidently through that decision. So if you know that you don't really need something, just be a boss about that decision. Make a decision, be a boss, and take action. I think another question you can ask yourself is, what's the worst case scenario if I wanted to look back at this date and I did not have my pocket calendar? Do you have this information written down anywhere else? Is it in an email? Is it in an electronic calendar? Could you figure out the information that you need another way? Could you ask somebody? And I guess another question I have about calendars is, do you need to know the exact date that you had something happen? If it was something that you had to really look back on, does it matter if you have the date exactly right? I feel like humans are at this weird place in society now, or in our world now, where we document so many things. We take hundreds of thousands of pictures. We record everything that's happening in our lives. We have notes on everything we go to. We take so many courses. We are in information overload. But the big question is, like, how did we survive for millions of years before this when we didn't have such specific information? Is this desire to hold on to really specific things, to document every single thing, is this necessary for our survival? I think it's not. I think we can, this hyper focus on collecting information in the end makes it really difficult for us to remember things because we're flooding our brains with information. And it's what is the end goal exactly? That we have the most highly documented life. I just kind of think, like, if you take a step back and look at this big picture, do we need to know exactly when every little thing happened? Probably not. Probably not. Can you let that go and just be confident that as you move forward, the information that you need that may have been in that pocket calendar is still available to you in another form, or you don't really need to know the exact date anyway? Just, food for thought. Some doctor's appointments need the info. So if you go to the same doctor, they should have the information about the last time that you visited them in their computer system. Share some more information. What doctor is needing information from a pocket calendar from years ago? Just out of curiosity, because maybe I'm Yeah, it's always possible that I'm missing some detail here. All right, so that's my overall thoughts on, do we need to keep pocket calendars from years and years ago? I would ask some questions around that. Hi, Diane. Hi, gallery. People watching us on YouTube. That's so nice. Okay, question number 2. I like this question. I am new to the group. I recently joined because I am intrigued by the statement, it's all clutter. It's all clutter. And I'd like to learn more. Well, welcome to the group, Kara. Um, it's all clutter is the idea that all of our clutter in life is connected. So we tend to think of clutter as our physical possessions, but clutter manifests in all different ways. So we can have financial clutter, we can have digital clutter, we can have social clutter, emotional clutter, mental clutter. What I have found as a professional organizer and clutter coach is that it's almost never actually about the stuff. It's never about the physical possessions. We think it's about that, but as we start working on the physical possessions, we find out it's connected. All of our physical possessions are connected to emotion or just all sorts of different things. It's all connected. And to tackle your physical possessions, your clutter, in a vacuum without addressing anything else is a recipe for disaster. To look at all of our clutter in our lives as interconnected, everything in life is interconnected. Nothing exists independent of anything else. To look at our clutter as interconnected and to find support and resources that really address the interdisciplinary nature of decluttering, that is the path to move forward. And that's why we say it's all clutter. It's all clutter. All clutter is connected. And it's also why in all of our programs, we provide resources around all different types of clutter, because you're not going to have success if you're just trying to declutter physical possessions and not the underlying emotions and other types of clutter that are connected to the reason that you're keeping this to begin with. Yeah. Okay, so circling back to the question about appointments and dates, last year I needed to know when other doctors' tests were done. The pulmonologist wanted to know about the cardiologist and all of that. Okay, so it is when you have medical work done or you have a medical history, one of the recommendations that one of our coaches, Amy, makes frequently is to create a document with your important medical information, including dates of things that happened, and to have that document available for doctors at doctor's appointments. It's much easier to update a document than it is to go back in a written calendar and try and find, the right day, all that information to try and find it retroactively. So from this point moving forward, the recommendation that we have is to create a data sheet for your medical history that includes medications and all of that sort of stuff all in one single spot instead of scattered across digital records, written records, piles of paper, etc. So this is your little task for today, is to create your medical data sheet that you can share with your doctors in the future. All right, next question. Good morning, everyone. I went through a divorce and I had to move from a large house to 1,000 square foot home. A few problems. I don't have room for my stuff. I don't know what to get rid of. I got depressed and decided since I didn't like where I was living, I wouldn't pick up my stuff. And as a result, now I have a major mess. However, I am no longer depressed, which is awesome. I am super happy for you. And I am now motivated to clean up and figure out what to get rid of. Where do I start? This is a great question. We answer this question weekly or bi-weekly. Where do I get started? The truth is, it doesn't really matter where you start picking up your clutter, cleaning up your mess, moving forward with life after a significant series of events. It only matters that you start. So if you want to start with the pile in the corner of the left side of the room, start with that pile. If you want to start with a junk drawer, start with that junk drawer. If you want to start just by going around your house and collecting trash, start by going around your house and collecting trash. It really doesn't matter where you start. It matters that you start. So we tend to overthink a lot of details in life. Don't overthink starting. Just start with trash. Start with emotionally easy stuff. Start with anything that you can make a decision on. Do not, now it does matter where you, okay, it matters that you do not start with sentimental items. If you have things that are emotional, that you can't figure out what to do with them, move past them. Go to all of the easy decisions right now. I would also start with areas that, if they were clear, they would create a sense of peace in your life. And I know everyone wants every area to be clean, but you have one major area that, if it were clean and orderly, it would make a significant difference. Maybe for me, it's my kitchen. Like, if my kitchen is in good shape, if it's clear, the dishes are done, it feels so good. For some people, it's their living room, the first room that you walk into when you walk into the house. If that feels good, it makes a huge difference. What is that room that makes a huge difference for you? For some people, it's their bedroom. If they can go to sleep and wake up in a space that is just calm, it feels great. What's that space for you? Figure out that space and be ruthless at tackling that space every single day. And then don't move on to a new space before you maintain the space that you've done. So if you clear up your living room every day, start by clearing your living room again. And just usually, after you do the big clearing, if you stay on top of it and maintain it, it just takes a couple of minutes every day, and then you can move on to something else. But keep the areas that you've done. Maintain them, work on them daily, and then move on to other spaces. When you lack motivation, the best way to find motivation is to actually take action. So we never wait for motivation, we just take action, and then that sparks motivation. Okay, next question. Hold on here. What is the difference between Bootcamp and Bootcamp 2.0? Okay, so we have the foundational program that started all of this. It's all Clutter, Clutter Boss, all of that. It all started with Clutter Bootcamp. Clutter Bootcamp is a 5-day live event where we teach foundational lessons that you need to start moving forward with your clutter. It is not a boot camp where we're going to tell you to go buy boxes and bins. It is not an experience where we say we're going to get through your house and your entire house in a week. It is really a very simple start to tackling your clutter, and it introduces you to the major concepts that we teach throughout all of our programs and that I talk about on these live calls. And everything that we do kind of comes back to really big concepts that are going to help you move forward. Like, floor space isn't storage space. And things like that. So it's about shifting your mindset, learning some simple strategies, and making easy forward progress on your clutter. That is Clutter Bootcamp. It is the foundation for everything we do. So Clutter Bootcamp, and we have Bootcamp next week and Bootcamp 2.0 next week. Clutter Bootcamp is the place to start. Many people do multiple Clutter Bootcamps. They repeat Bootcamp because every Bootcamp you learn a little bit more. You're at a different part in your journey, and your starting point is different, so you make a different type of progress. That's Clutter Bootcamp. We are currently offering Clutter Bootcamp every 6 weeks. It's a recurring program now. Bootcamp 2.0 really addresses the it's all clutter mindset, the fact that we have clutter in other areas of our life and we need simple strategies in those areas too. So in Bootcamp 2.0, we don't actually really talk about your physical clutter. Instead, we have 5 expert coaches that come in and help you get started in different areas of your life. We have a mindset coach, a finance coach, we have an accountability coach, like parenting and communications coach, a psychotherapist, and a health coach. So we actually 6 coaches that just give you simple starting points for tackling those different areas of your life. So Clutter Bootcamp is about how do we start strategizing simple ways to move forward with your stuff. Bootcamp 2.0 is about how do we strategize simple ways to start moving forward with every other area of your life. Now, you cannot participate in Bootcamp 2.0 if you have not done a Clutter Bootcamp. So that it's a Clutter Bootcamp is a prerequisite to Bootcamp 2.0. And I don't recommend that anybody do both boot camps in 1 week. So we offer them in the same week, but they are distinctly different programs. And I know there's this feeling of FOMO a lot, like I'm going to miss out if I'm not in this boot camp. I encourage you to declutter that mindset, focus on what you need based on where you're at right now, and choose one program for the week that makes the most sense for you. So they're both next week, Clutter Bootcamp and Bootcamp 2.0. It's $10 for basic Clutter Bootcamp and $20 for Bootcamp 2.0. You have lifetime access to the lessons. They're live events. You get live coaching every single day. It's fantastic. So hello. Hi, Becky. Okay, couple of comments here. And clean with me. Okay, clean with me is another thing that we're doing in December. So the goal, the focus of the work that we're doing programmatically in December is just maintaining your house, right? So usually we do decluttering marathons, 2 a month. Instead of decluttering marathons in December, we're offering a Clean With Me series. It's 5 Saturday mornings from 10 to 12 Eastern, so 2 hours. And it's really just going to focus on maintaining your house, getting your routine chores done. We'll do dishes, laundry, and cleaning out your refrigerator in the first hour. So just time devoted to that. And the second hour will be tackling drop zones. So we just want to help you stay on top of your house during the holidays because it's so hard. It's so hard to do all the things. Gail, will that be included in Prioritize Your Sanity? Clutter Bootcamp is included and Clean With Me is included in Prioritize Your Sanity. So if you're in that program, that's included. Bootcamp 2.0 is not included in Prioritize Your Sanity or the Marathon Pass. So I hope that's helpful. We can definitely put some links to sign up to those programs in the comments here. And those are the only questions that I got this week. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. I look forward to working with you all December. I know December can be a rough month, or not rough. Well, maybe rough it could be rough. It could be great. It's always busy though. And there's a lot of things that are going on in December that kind of throw us off course a little bit. So our goal is to help you stay on course, find the support that you need, and be part of the community, which can help to lift you up. So make sure that you are making use of our community. And I'm looking forward to December with all y'all. You can put questions right into the comments, or you could just post them into the group. You can also email them to us or text message them to us. We'll put that information there. Becky, everyone pays $20 except CBA for 2.0. If you're in Clutter Boss Basics or Clutter Boss Academy, it's included. Otherwise, it's $20. Yes. Caroline says she has a question. Caroline, go ahead and pop your question in here. Marissa, you're welcome. While we're waiting for those questions to come in, we'll just say hello, Althea and Tammy. Hester Ann, nice to see you. Linda is here. Sue is here. Diane, Gail, hello. There's a bunch of Facebook users as well. So if I didn't say your name, I see you. I just don't know what your name is. So thank you for being here. Becky, you're so welcome. Becky, are you going to join us next week in one of the programs? And Alyssa, I don't think that I saw your question come through. So I will go back and look and see if I can find it and answer it there. Hello, Bonnie. All right, I will wrap us up. It was great seeing everyone on this Tuesday. Go ahead, take some action. Hi, Vicki. Take some action. It is the best thing to really bring that motivation back. So take action, post when you do, let us know what you did. And it's so great seeing you. Have a great day, everyone. See you next Tuesday.